Is this normal? It's probably nothing serious. Maybe I'll feel better tomorrow.
Emergency symptoms can be good at hiding. That's why you shouldn't ignore symptoms like chest pain, high fever, trouble breathing, or severe stomach pain. They could be a medical emergency in disguise. Thankfully, an Eastside ER is ready to serve you 24/7 with fast wait times and dedicated ER experts, so we can quickly help turn your questions into answers. Visit eastsidemedical.com.
Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. It's time for Gwinnett Business Radio. Gwinnett Business Radio is cared for by Eastside Medical Center, providing quality care to Gwinnett County and the greater Atlanta area for over 38 years.
And hello and welcome to another award-winning edition of Gwinnett Business Radio. I'm Mike Salmon alongside Stephen Julian, but you probably already knew that. Good morning, Stephen.
Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing well. We're broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in the beautiful Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. And as we do today's podcast, we are in the holiday season, getting ready for the Christmas season.
Absolutely. And not only are we coming to you from the Subaru of Gwinnett studios, but we are cared for by Eastside Medical Center. Quality care close to home. Eastside Medical Center has been a community healthcare leader for over 39 years, nationally recognized for patient safety. Eastside focuses on delivering quality care with exceptional outcomes by using the most advanced technology and experienced physicians. For more information on Eastside's system of care, visit eastsidemedical.com.
As we close out 2019, you know, Stephen, we've done this now for almost 7 years.
Wow.
We've been here in the Sonesta 3 years.
My goodness,
time flies.
And you haven't killed me yet. It is amazing. That's another award that you win.
Well, thank you. I try not to kill folks, so in this holiday spirit.
Normally.
Two folks that we're excited to talk about today as we just continue to move on. Rob Learn is here from Trident Cleaners, and Brent Stromwall is here from Odigos, and we are excited to talk about their businesses. Just a couple more business leaders. We've had, 2,000 business leaders now in our 7 years. But these are probably going to be the two best we've ever had.
It's going to be the greatest show ever.
Greatest show
we've
ever had. Rob Learn is joining us with Trident Cleaners. He is the owner and founder of the company. Rob, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be in podcast greatness, the company of it.
Thank you.
Already.
That's why it's going to be the greatest show. They actually paid us a compliment. I don't know what to do with myself, Mike.
Rob, you got a pretty interesting business, very, very unique. Tell us about Trident Cleaners.
Trident Cleaners is the only business in the state of Georgia that will pick up a dumpster, turn it upside down, pressure wash it at over 200 degrees, kill all bacteria and odor. Pretty unique, pretty exciting, very fortunate to have brought this business concept to Gwinnett County and Georgia.
Is this your idea? Where did this come from?
Well, without taking up most of the podcast to tell the story, let me get to the nitty-gritty. 25 years in the hotel restaurant business, got tired of the commute, got tired of the 24/7, 365 environment at the hotel business, took a planned break with the support of my spouse, and one summer day, as many find here in Georgia, went out to the garbage can at my house, was just ripe with odors, foul, pick your adjective, a lot of creepy crawlers in there, and just went inside just totally frustrated and disgusted and said, God, why doesn't anyone clean these? And the light bulb went off, and started going down the rabbit hole that is the internet and researching things of that nature, and actually found a business that had some patent pendings and produces a truck, with some patents, and as I said, that will actually pick up a dumpster. And I spoke to my wife. I'm like, honey, this is my wheelhouse. I could sell this to hotel and restaurant peers. It is a need. And, for the second time in 20 years, she said yes. So
by the way, Rob, that might be one of the greatest uses of the word nitty-gritty ever. So
well,
I love that. Fantastic. Make sure and trademark that around the business. It's an obvious answer of why do people need to have their dumpsters clean. Everybody gets it. But I don't think everybody gets it because I know I should, but really get into the nitty-gritty of why is it so important that people need to have their dumpsters pressure washed?
Well, it kind of kicked myself after, I kind of stumbled upon this and got the green light from my wife, started talking to my peers in the hotel business. And, I've been in it, as I said, for 25 years, never once had my dumpster cleaned. It wasn't a thing.
You never think about it because you walk by, you just expect to smell the
you go.
garbage.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
a
really-
known.
It's accepted.
You know,
It's accepted, yeah.
And when you start thinking about it and the wheels start turning, it's all the odors are just there. All the things that make their way into the hotels, in the restaurants, kind of emanate from there. And it was just, you scratch your head. Why is this not a thing? How has this never been a thing? Like, why is nobody cleaning these? And you do a little more research. It's very popular in Canada, parts of Europe and Australia, and it has never made its way to the U.S. And I just, hey, this could be my niche. This could be my thing. And walked away from the hotel business to launch this exciting venture.
Apart from smelling much better, and apart from clients and customers not complaining, are there any other benefits that I wouldn't think of automatically of having?
Well, it's certainly big on curb appeal. In the hotel business, you're kind of programmed to think curb appeal and positive clues and negative clues. You get a very positive impact or inviting look from a restaurant or a business when you pull up and their dumpster is clean and the area surrounding the dumpster is clean. You don't have odors, you don't have flies, all that kind of good fun stuff. Additionally, what many people in the hotel and restaurant business have done to combat these things over the years, since there wasn't an opportunity, was they're just pouring chemicals, they're pouring bleach, God knows what else. They're paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for pest control to get rid of raccoons, rats, mice, insects, whatever. And this really combats that. I think it's a service that's going to eliminate all of that. It is good for the environment because we pressure wash at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. It kills everything on contact. We do not need to use chemicals. And the best part is it is a self-contained unit. So, imagine a dishwasher, if you will. It's hydraulically much like a garbage truck, picking up the dumpster, turning it upside down. It's pressure washing, but it's also collecting all that water. So we actually take the dirty water with us. So that's kind of exciting. So there's no need for chemicals. There's no need for, I'm not making a mess in your parking lot or whatnot. So it's pretty exciting.
We're talking with Rob Learn with Trident Cleaners here on Gwinnett Business Radio. So let me think about the logistics of this, because here at I almost said Subaru of Gwinnett. Here it's the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta. Sometimes we have boxes from our studio. We go back to the dumpster and
it smells.
Okay, it smells.
Yeah, I said it, not Mike.
Okay.
So if Sonesta wants to get mad at me, Stephen Julian.
So logistically, how does it work? Are you cleaning it here on site? Do you take it away and do it elsewhere? How does that work?
Well, we work in conjunction with the business because, Sonesta would be a great example. They're open 24 hours, as all hotels are. So, we can clean it anytime we want. What you need to do is you have to have the dumpster emptied. So we have to follow we work with the business leader. Hey, what days do you get your dumpster emptied? Most people don't realize that, in a busy, atmosphere or busy business, you get your dumpster emptied 2 or 3 times a week. So there's a pretty big window there. We come in after the dumpster's been emptied. We clean it right there here on site. We are a little flexible because we do what you don't think about is you can send your maintenance guy or whoever out to pressure wash the dumpster pad, right? But that maintenance person is not removing the dumpster. They can't move it. It's thousands of pounds. So what we also do is we remove the dumpster, we pressure wash the pad and kill everything that's been growing, God knows what, underneath the dumpster. So it's kind of cool in that regard. So a lot of you might have a pretty clean dumpster, but God knows what's underneath there, and we solve that problem as well. And because most people don't realize the dishwasher is your dishwasher cleans at 125 to 145 degree temperatures. We're cleaning at 200. Now, I wouldn't recommend it, but you could technically eat out of your dumpster when we're done.
Well, that's a first on this show. We've never had someone say that. Do your folks actually have to get in the dumpster, by the way, when they're cleaning it, or is it done all from the outside?
It's done all from the outside.
Okay.
So pretty exciting.
Safety first.
Safety first.
That's right. I'm still imagining them lifting it up, turning it upside down, that kind of stuff. But the idea of getting to the pad is a very interesting concept. All right, Trident Cleaners. Any significance to the name?
Well, you kind of admittedly, first time I've ever had to name a business, so you kind of stress over it and think about it way too much.
Rob's dumpster cleaning company.
That just
Thankfully that didn't
that
pass.
just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So you search long and hard, and you run into people having other names that kind of might fit. But when it got down to it, I wanted to have kind of a play on words, perhaps. You think of mythology, you think of Poseidon and his trident, and using the power of water, which is essentially what we do. I thought that started working on a very basic level. The truck also has these 3 pressure washing heads, so I'm like, hey, it kind of looks like a trident. And when you start peeling back the layers of the onion a little deeper, you start thinking it out, and hey, is this really a fit? And what I'm really doing this for is to provide a better life and for my family, my wife and 2 girls, Michelle, Alexis, and Addison, and there's 3 of them, and hey, the Trident. And we also go to a very popular local Atlanta church that does an annual gift, charitable, whatever you want to call it, gift giving, and their motto, if you will, is give, serve, love. So you start playing on that, and that's a pretty big. Pretty good business model to emulate, is to be out in the community giving, serving, and loving. So again, comes in 3s.
Yeah,
so,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Very good. So you've mentioned hotel and restaurant, and that's clearly that's almost self-explanatory. I'm assuming other dumpsters as well fit. And so other than hotels and restaurants, who are some of the people you're trying to get in front of? Because I know a lot of business owners are like, what? There is a dumpster, but it's not mine. So who are you trying to get in front of?
Office, people that own commercial real estate, the office buildings and whatnot. A lot of, for example, you guys are leasing this space in Sonesta, right? You don't own their dumpster, but somebody owns their dumpster, just like an office building. The XYZ business is, they might want to talk to their landlord, perhaps. So yeah, pretty much anyone with trash. And I feel compelled to mention that, although my wheelhouse is probably commercial, hotel, and restaurant, and other kind of stinky dumpsters, if you will, we also do residential. So we have the capability to go out and, the 55-gallon garbage cans that you have on your curb that smell pretty bad, we can do those as well, because that's kind of how the idea started for myself. And no more cleaning them out with the hose, and no more dumping bleach in them and dumping that down your sewer, which is terrible for the environment in general.
I wonder if an HOA could hire you to do everyone in the neighborhood. You guys just go from door to door. I might have just given him a business.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, I like that.
I see exactly, where the light went on, because I think about it, and as Steven said earlier, when we walk by dumpsters, we just expect the smell. We've just learned to live with it, never really thought about cleaning it. So it makes perfect sense. But when you first told me, when I first met you at I think it was a chamber event, you said, I clean dumpsters. When you go to, you're going to a hotel owner or manager and say, I want to talk to you about cleaning your dumpster, what's the first reaction you get? Because I would think at first, like, are you serious? Because no one really thinks about it.
The catchphrase that I use all the time is, I have the least sexy elevator pitch ever. Right? Like, nobody wants to talk about it. But I like to think that I spent 25 years in the hotel business to gain the experience to make this business successful. So yeah, it is a wearing down. Everyone thinks it's a great idea.
Nobody wants to.
Nobody's ready to pay for. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it takes some convincing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's proof in the pudding. I think really we've got to earn business, but I think it's the tipping point is coming. A lot of local regulations are coming. So, for example, the state of California, they have now mandated that restaurants, for example, have to separate their solid waste from their paper products. So I think that's coming as the environment becomes more and more, it's community by community. There is a city in Florida, for example, their local ordinances signed up with a company like mine, if you will. There's about 30 of these trucks in the country, by the way, and they're just doing the entire city. So I think we're getting there as the word gets out. Once upon a time, people thought it was crazy for a truck to go business to business and shred paper, but now it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's I can tell. I mean, the education isn't hard.
Right.
It's that am I going to put the money to do this? But to me, it's more than just cleaning it. It's the fact that you clean the pad underneath. It's the fact that you take all the water with you. I mean, there's cleaning, and then you'll really get it clean. I would imagine as you're networking, like you said, the least sexy elevator pitch, you don't want to wait for them to have regulation to do it. You want to say, hey, this is worth getting it done. Let me ask this. For those people who do see the benefit and actually are willing to put the money to it, is this something, I would imagine, is this something that you should get done every year, every 3 years, every 5 years, but especially with businesses that have never had it done before? Because I think the old way of cleaning was, hey, we need to get a new dumpster. This one's just absolutely rotted.
Correct.
So what would be a reasonable amount to get the dumpster taken care of at a restaurant, one of the messier places?
Well, at our heart, we're basically a pressure washing company on steroids, right? So and I should also mention that the trash collection companies are eating up the concept. We're working with them to your point. A restaurant or a customer calls them and complains that, hey, their dumpster smells, and it's easier for us to go out and clean it for them than their customer actually pay us. But we'll take the business from anywhere we can get it. But to answer your question, I think a sustained cleaning program is recommended. One time is like any business, it's going to cost the most because it's the dirtiest and the grossest, and I'm going to get the filthiest, and it's going to smell the worst. But as you do it regularly, we do typically, most of our clients are on an annual program where we come once a month. We follow their dumpster emptying schedule, if you will. We'll come once a month, we'll pick up their dumpster, we'll clean it, we'll pressure wash the pad on a quarterly basis. The first time is, horrific, the pad, and then it's easier to maintain. And then the dumpster, and we offer some flex opportunities. For example, December, pretty cold out there, 28 degrees this morning. Not a lot of rotting items, not a lot of smell emanating from your dumpster, right? Not that I recommend anyone go out and take a whiff. But yeah, so we'll allow them to flex them instead of getting a cleaning in December. Hey, can we have 2 cleanings in July when we need it the most? So we have pretty full service. Every plan is custom catered, so we can do, as I said, as a pressure washing company, we can do sidewalks and entrances and windows and just about anything. Grocery stores were doing their shopping carts and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting.
And you, Rob, are the first and only in Georgia doing this.
Correct. On the commercial side, there's a couple smaller vehicles that are doing just the residential.
But not at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe?
You still need the temperature. Yeah, they just do the residential.
Right. Okay.
So let's say it this way. I'm the only truck in Georgia that can pick up a dumpster with a hydraulic lift. How about that?
I like that.
You're based in Suwanee. What is your area of where you'll go to do this?
Well, right, as we only have one truck and we're trying to figure out how to scale, we're trying to keep it as tight as possible for the right customer, and there's a lot of customers lining up. If XYZ's got 50, 100, 150 restaurants, if there's maybe a Christian chicken restaurant out there that's got locations nationwide, we could certainly talk about such things.
He just spoke up about a religious foul. I'm not quite sure about that, but
waffle restaurants, gas stations,
sure,
whatever.
Absolutely.
But that's also the benefit of being in Atlanta. There's such a
they can put their name on the truck if they have enough restaurants
for the right price.
Yeah,
I'll allow sponsorship, much like a stadium. Sure.
For those that would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way to find out more information? Say, hey, you know what? I do have a dumpster behind my building. It stinks to. I was going to say.
I haven't.
Thank you. I couldn't think of how to say it cleanly.
You're welcome.
How can I reach out to you?
Well, I feel the concept's pretty self-explanatory.
It is.
But if you'd like some more information, www.tridentcleaners.com. Our phone number is also 678-250-3990. Feel free to give me a call. I will be the one that answers the phone or calls you back.
And again, the website, tridentcleaners.com.
Yep.
Rob, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Really enjoyed it. The whole time he's talking, I'm thinking, where can I throw in a joke about a dumpster fire? And
I was just thinking I Love Trash by Oscar the Grouch, that great song from Sesame Street.
Couldn't come up with anything, though. Hey, before we go on to our next guest, and again, thanks to Rob, before we go on to Brent, I want to recognize another one of our great partners here at Business RadioX, and that is the Macronutrient Meal Plan by Chef Jarvis.
Honey, I sure am hungry. There's nothing to eat. I don't feel like ordering takeout.
Me too. I wish we were on the Macronutrient Meal Plan by Chef Jarvis that I told you about. Right now, we could be enjoying Chef's 5-star quality, healthy, and delicious meals. They would have been delivered right to our doorstep.
Well, let's go to his website and sign up now. What was his website?
It's chefjarvis.com. ChefJarvis.com.
I'm on the site. Wow, look at this. He says we can eat like royalty every day without lifting a finger, and all of his ingredients are antibiotic, hormone and GMO free. Everything is completely gluten and sugar free. His plan options are a monthly subscription service, so when we register, we'll get food for the entire month. No commitments, no contracts. This is awesome.
See, honey, I told you. We'll save a ton of money and time on grocery shopping and cooking. With the two of us, we get a multi-person discount.
That was quick. Our first delivery will be here tomorrow. I can't wait.
I feel bad for Chef Jarvis because probably after talking about smelly dumpsters, a Chef Jarvis commercial is probably not the best place for the Chef Jarvis commercial.
I completely disagree, Mike. It's the best place to put it because we've been talking about trash, and people are like, okay, that's great, but let's get on to a different topic, and then you start getting them thinking about fantastic meals, macronutrients with Chef Jarvis.
I love the positivity.
I'm trying.
Happy holidays.
Yeah,
You're the best.
Thanks.
Brent Stromwall is here. He's with the owner of Odigos. I got it right.
Way to go.
All right, I got the thumbs up. Brent, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you.
Tell us all about Odigos. What do you do? Are you pressure washing anything, or what are you doing these days?
I'm not pressure washing, no. I'm maybe cleaning house somewhere else, though.
But you are helping people with their dumpster fires, then.
I am helping.
I got it
good job.
in.
I'm helping folks like Rob get their small businesses running.
Okay, so how do you do that? What do you do?
So I am guiding small business owners to, I'm going to say, regain their joy and passion to grow the business. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs kind of cap out. They've reached their capacity, and it's overwhelming for them. I have the opportunity to bring my experience, 30 years of it, to help them get beyond that and engage in some other type of leadership within their business.
So you're helping people with kind of their new beginnings if they're starting a new business. This is a new beginning for you. So kind of talk about that whole concept of new beginnings.
It's a totally new beginning, yeah. I've had 30 years experience in a business growing it. We were probably 5 people when I started with the business. We grew it about 15x over the years, and I have what I would call a good sense of empathy toward an entrepreneur and small business owner, right? I know what it's like to go through the challenges of trying to come up with a name, for example. But beyond that, there's degrees of growth that businesses go through, and I help them break through the barriers. They will hit barriers, and I help them break through that by teaching them and training them and then guiding them along a path that leverages good tools and process to lead the business.
Are you finding there are specific verticals where you're working where your expertise really comes in handy and you're having a lot of success?
A lot of success. I would love to have a lot of success anywhere in any segment right now. But
where are you knocking it out of the ballpark right now, though?
I'll say right now I've got several clients and prospects, and they're across all industries right now. I won't say all, but several different industries. I'm a degreed engineer, so I call myself a trained problem solver. That's basically what I do. I did it for business and led with that. I provided engineering. Our business was an engineering and project management consulting firm for manufacturers. So I don't have a lot of clientele in the manufacturing space, but I do have that ability to lead and problem solve that I bring to any other business.
Let me ask this question, and if this is an unfair question, you are absolutely allowed to talk me down and tell me that I can't ask anything else the entire interview.
Smack you?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a dream come true for me.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
And our listeners.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So the entrepreneur who's listening, the small business owner who's listening, what's going on in their lives right now? What are some of the symptoms that you would go, if this is happening to you, if this is happening in your business, you might need to call me and talk to me. And maybe they don't know it yet.
Yeah, I would say there's probably 3 different words that I would use to describe my journey as a small business owner. 1 is I'm overwhelmed, or 2 is I'm paralyzed, just too many options for me to even think about, and 3, I just lack clarity. So those are the emotional aspects of being a small business owner, the things that keep you up at night. It boils down to those 3 things.
And I guess one of the key things about kind of why they should work with you is you've said each of those 3 words in your 30-year journey,
right, yes.
at going through, taking the business through all the different stages.
Right.
And how did you get through them? Because you didn't have Brent, you didn't have Odigos.
Right. I had to go and seek counsel myself, right?
Aha.
And sometimes counseling.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was some there is some real struggles. People think that they want to own their own business, and then they get into it. Then they realize, oh wow, this
Next
is
thing they know, they're
What have I done?
They're pressure washing dumpsters.
Now they're trying to figure out how to sell clean dumpsters to people.
Yeah.
So once you get into it, generally I'll get to, or a business might get to a point where they're about 10 people, right? That's the first real ceiling that the entrepreneur will hit because they're overwhelmed. There's too much for them to even keep their fingers in it anymore, and they realize they're overwhelmed. And they want to go do something different. They want to keep growing or address a new market or whatever, and they just lack clarity on how to go do that. And so I bring what is called the entrepreneurial operating system to them. I train them in that. I walk alongside them and guide them in that, and so that they can integrate that into their business and find clarity through it. Generally, the answers are already at the table. We just got to bring them out.
And Brent, the name of the company is Odigos, and the reason for the name?
Oh, a lot of story behind this, but the reason we landed on Odigos was it's a Greek word for guide, and I do consider myself a guide, and really it's come alongside an entrepreneurial business owner and help them.
Yep.
Right. I've been there before. I've done this. I've been on this path, if you will. Right. I know where the abyss is to avoid, or the guardrails that you might bump up against. And even though you don't know what's around the corner of the path, I do. I've been there. I know how to get and navigate through this.
Absolutely. How do your clients engage with you? Is it a one-time thing? Is it an ongoing process? What are the options?
Good question. So I usually get started with like a 90-minute session. I get more information from them about their business and their challenges and where they're at. I provide them some information about Odigos and EOS, so they can understand what we're about to get on a journey for, and then they decide if they want to move forward. And then I meet with them on a full day session 3 times in 2 months to really hit them hard with training, establish what I would call alignment at the leadership team with vision and strategy and goals, and then I'm training them on practices and tools that EOS provides. And then on a quarterly basis and annual basis, I'm meeting with them for a day-long session to help them integrate that into their business. And of course, in between that, I'm following up with them.
Talk a little bit more about EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. That is kind of your key platform.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that for those people that have no idea what that is.
Sure. In Polytron, which is the business I used to be in, we went through several different iterations or trying to leverage tools that were out in the marketplace, business books and systems, if you will. And when I first heard about EOS, I was like, oh, yeah, this is another one. It's the same as all the rest of them.
It's another notebook to put on my shelf after an all-day
Yes,
workshop.
yes.
Yeah.
We're going to go do a workshop, and that's it. But really the difference, I see two unique things that EOS offers. One is we really do have a way to leverage learning from issues, solving them, and making a difference in the business. And then secondly, it's integrating it into the business, creating accountability in the leadership team level and throughout the business by doing things, what we call traction. You're gaining traction, right? You're doing this on a weekly basis, having weekly level 10 meetings, we call them, and then the quarterly sessions.
And here's where it comes down to, again, your 30 years of working through a business's life cycle in many respects. EOS was something that actually helped your business, and it worked. And you can guide someone because you went through the whole process of EOS and other things to get your business to where it was going. So that first discovery meeting, when sometimes people come to a discovery holding their cards very close to their chest. I don't want to give away too much or whatever. What should people be what should people be ready to present? What do they need to bring to the table to help you be able to help them as best you can?
So it's really about their challenges, right? Yeah, I learn a little bit about their business, their market, the type, how they're getting revenue. Potentially they may want to share their profitability with me and things like that. But ultimately, what we want to get down to is what are their challenges in the business, and how can we help them? Can I help them? Because it's more of an interview process across the table, right? They're seeing if they want to hire me, and I'm seeing if I want to work for them. So we're trying to figure that out together, and ultimately, after hopefully 90, 120 minutes, we've got it figured out.
Bring your good and your bad. Bring your problems.
That's right.
And you can also tell me what's going well.
That's right.
You mentioned some of the pain points earlier. Is there a time in the cycle of a business life, like I'm a young company, only been around 3 years, I should be talking to you, or should I be a little bit more mature, maybe 10 years in, I should be talking to you, or I'm a 20-year-old business, I've been around for a while, I probably don't need to talk to Brent at this point. It doesn't really matter the age of the business. I guess if you're just having some of those pain points, they can happen at any time in the cycle.
Right. Yep. So we've experienced it, and it's common throughout businesses that you are going to hit ceilings of growth, right? So you're going to grow for a little bit, then you're going to plateau, and then you hopefully will break through that. You're either going to break through and keep growing, you're going to stay at the plateau, or you're going to drop off. So hopefully the people that are receiving these types of pains or pain points are at that ceiling, and they realize they need to break through so that they can continue the growth. It doesn't come at any particular time period. It's more about the size of the business.
Gotcha.
Right? And so we recognized, this is my experience, about every time we doubled, we got there again. So the organism, if you can think about a business, you're kind of shaped for what you know today in the next 3 to 5 years. And so you've got the administration and overhead and organization and all that to get to about double where you are today. And when you get there, it's like, oh, well, now we're not staffed right, or we're not organized correctly, or we're lacking some skills and talent. So that's the type of things that happen within a business life cycle. For that business leader that would like to reach out to you and find out more about what you bring to the table, where can they get all this information? Easy. www.odigos.llc. odigos.llc. Or they can give me a call, 678-618-0803. It's my phone. Great. Brent Stromwall, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Absolutely, and thanks to Rob Lerner as well for joining us from Trident Cleaners. 2 more great guests here on Gwinnett Business Radio.
As always, and
best show ever.
Greatest show we've ever done.
Greatest show ever.
It's huge.
And it smells good in here, too.
It smells fantastic. Yeah. Almost like someone pressure washed it with 200 degrees and got rid of all the bacteria.
Do we get a complimentary dumpster cleaning, with Rob being here? Maybe on your way out you could do something about this one in the back. We'll have to introduce you to the
There you go. Yeah, got to introduce him to the staff at Sonesta.
We'll make some connections already for him.
All right. Hey, I want to remind everybody that love is what makes a Subaru. Gwinnett Business Radio does come to you from the Subaru of Gwinnett studios. Get big savings and enjoy their hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. Visit SubaruofGwinnett.com and join their family today. Come in and see the difference. If you're already a Subaruist, then follow Subaru of Gwinnett's Facebook page for the latest Subaru offers, news, and community events. All right. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Gwinnett Radio X, and follow us on Facebook at Gwinnett Radio X, and also follow us and like us on LinkedIn at Gwinnett Business Radio X. Threw a little curveball at you there. Wow. We're all over social media. All over social media. No thanks to you and I. Thanks to Amanda. We got people that do that good work for us. All right, want to thank Amanda for producing the show for us behind the scenes. My thanks to Steven and our guests as well, and to our listeners. Until next time, I'm Mike, and you've been listening to Gwinnett Business Radio here on Business Radio X.